Lake Lodge.
Well, the 1960s was the decade that snowmobiling exploded into a major pastime. Every company that could turn a wrench started building sleds, and every proprietor with a storefront started selling them. Northern News Now's Dave Anderson takes us back to those smoky, noisy days in this week's Holding On History.
An old snowmobile and a bucket of parts. That's the stuff gearhead dreams have been made about in the Northland here since the 60s. One day in 1962, a truck from Thief River Falls showed up at Dave Desnoy's gas station in Tower. On it was Tower's first Arctic Cat and perhaps even the first cat ever built. Today, it's owned by collector Wes Fork.
Things start easy, runs great. There are no brakes.
For the next 10 years, there would be no brakes on snowmobile fever in the Northland as families bought them by the thousands for things like ice fishing. Dozens of manufacturers made them, and almost everybody could sell them. Vork's 62 Cat was sold by a barber in Ely.
Everybody, if you had a corner store or even anywhere, you could sell snowmobiles.
Steve Marshall's family runs Marshall Hardware. They joined the frenzy by selling ski rolls, a green machine made by the folks who built Coleman lanterns. Marshall Hardware had no display models.
But back in that day, it was word of mouth, and you're talking snowmobiles with your customers, and yeah, we can get one of those.
Snowmobile sales peaked in 1972, and increasing temperatures and low snow years put a lot of manufacturers and dealers out of business. Today, those old machines are fairly affordable collectibles. The most valuable are pre-1965 machines and factory race sleds.
You know, when I started collecting, I was buying consumer machines when I should have been buying race machines.
Vintage snowmobile collecting remains pretty affordable. $500 will get you a pretty decent rig. Holding on to history in Duluth, Dave Anderson, Northern News Now.
Thank you, Dave. And part of the fun of vintage snowmobiling is going to old sled shows. One of those is coming up on February 7th at Hugo's Bar in Brimson.